Alright, what happened?
To who?
To whom? And your goddamn father.
Ladies and gentlemen, in my right hand is one of the greatest 2010s games ever made. In fact, it came from the year of 2010. Mass Effect 2. Look at that, one of the most iconic covers ever. Proudly sits on my shelf next to the other Mass Effect games. Such a great sequel, honestly it is. And then when they made number 3, which, let's face it, definitely had its problems, although there is one scene that you have to play in its entirety after all the bad shit's gone down, when they all order pizza and go for a night out in the Citadel. Absolutely fantastic. So I didn't know this, but apparently there is a live action version of this show, not Mass Effect 2, but the trilogy as a whole. We don't count Andromeda, do we?
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
In development at Amazon. Now, the original team behind the Fallout TV series, phenomenal show by the way, which again I have not seen, only a couple of episodes of, but what I've seen so far has been good. Just unlike the cringe posters where you got the girl boss who weighs about 40 pounds holding a rifle bigger than her, and I'm surprised she's not actually tipped over yet. But anyway, apart from that, we're not here to talk about girl bosses. What's the delay with Mass Effect the TV show? Because if you remember this, Henry Cavill was seen reading a script and many people thought he might be playing Shepard, Commander Shepard. But no, it's not him. So let me get into this article today, folks, and we're going to break down my thoughts and feelings about this article, which, trust you and me, it ain't looking good, bro.
Excellent!
Mass Effect TV show ordered to rewrite the scripts and make them more appealing to non-gamers. Are you joking? Because the whole point about why you want to watch this is to see how a live action version of your video game comes to life. But I will actually freeze that point right there because I saw a fantastic comment on X which basically said, why would you want to make this into a TV series? Because you've already got the beautiful intricate cutscenes of each of the 3 games. Again, I'm not counting Andromeda, to make a whole movie. In fact, there are some channels on YouTube where they've collectively put together all these great clips and you can watch it as a 6-hour movie or less, maybe 3 hours actually, to be honest. So why would you do that? Now, Amazon has allegedly asked for the TV adaptation to be rewritten because of course they do. That's according to the Ankler, which reports that the new head of global TV, Peter Friedlander, not to be confused with the Highlander, the one and only, has asked to read the scripts of all in development projects before awarding that all-important confirmatory green light. Because if you're Billy Ocean, red light spells danger. As noted by IGN, this leaves the drama sci-fi series at this point on the verge of a full order. You mean 66? Leaving the production and us in limbo, we call it hiatus, while we await a decision. It's not clear what aspects of the script Friedlander thinks could put off those coming into the franchise for the first time. Now, I think this Friedlander guy doesn't play Mass Effect or video games, probably sees them as an abhorrent curse, but he shouldn't think like that. Amazon's Mass Effect TV adaptation was officially announced in November of 2024, so that's barely even 2 years ago. Last summer, it was revealed the ME series would be helmed by many of the team behind Amazon's Fallout show, which I mentioned already. Now, apart from all of that, it seems that despite those credentials, have a look at this. Now, this is really cool. Apparently, they found a Colin Farrell type male from the age of 30 to 39 with open ethnicity. So if he's Colin Farrell, we know he's white, we know he's Irish. Why is the ethnicity open in that respect? Okay, a female co-lead alien character requiring prosthetics from the ages of 34 to 39, which could be Liara Tisoni. Or actually it could be Miranda Lawson, as played famously by Yvonne Strahovski from Chuck. A female human. Again, are we recruiting female aliens from Area 51? I mean, we know they're female and they're human. What are you talking about here? Come on. So providing a parallel narrative from Earth. Now that could be FemShep, or it could be a version of the chain-smoking mysterious whispering man. Well, he's not a whisperer, as played by Martin Sheen, that guy. Now the male wrestler type soldier from the age of 30 to 49 could be James Vega, as played by Freddie Prinze Jr., Mrs. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Now Amazon has provided no details about the show's story, which means they absolutely have no idea what they're doing, so it's unclear whether it will be based on BioWare's original Mass Effect trilogy or focus on entirely new characters in the same universe, which again, I'm going to come back to that point in the end. Now, as fans have attempted to match existing characters with the casting, or in this case the miscasting, or again, when you're talking about the open ethnicity of the Colin Farrell type, half casting. Oh, we can't say that in the UK. I might get the woke police knocking on my door and taking me away. It's proven to be the most controversial. Why? It's male Shep. This could be a male Commander Shepard, protagonist of the original trilogy, but wait for it. But this would suggest male Shep is canon over the female option. Eurogamer, have you played the Mass Effect series? Because if you start off as the female and continue as the female throughout the next 2 chapters of the trilogy, then of course the female is the overarching protagonist of the series, right? Unless something happens in number 3 of Mass Effect that I'm not aware of. Now again, I want to go back to the casting choices here, because the male wrestler type could also refer to Garrus, the Turian soldier. Could be him. Could be played by Doug Jones himself. You never know. He's got that ability and likeness about him. So I don't know. It's really fascinating. And again, if you saw the bastardization of Halo, Commander Cheeks himself, we don't want to see that. And I have no faith, no ability at all that this is even going to ring true. Now this is Peter Friedlander, the gentleman who has to greenlight all pre-approved scripts, and nothing's wrong with him, seems like a nice guy. Might have met him in a gay bar 1 or 2 nights ago. Now Peter Friedlander on IMDb, this guy's got an impressive resume, my friends. Reindeer Games from 2000, you know, where Ben Affleck gets all cozy and koozy in the hot steamy jacuzzi with a very topless Charlize Theron. I want to watch that film again now. Road to Perdition, and again, a crew member, Austin Powers Gold member, which is pretty hilarious. But as a producer, have a look at this. Narcos, Marco Polo, Hemlock Grove, which I heard is pretty good. Daredevil from 2015, the original OG series, not the reborn shite that we get now. A Bag of Hammers, Driving Aphrodite, Rubber Heart, which sounds hilarious. So all in all, the guy's got some pretty impressive credits as an EP. So I do wonder if success has gone to his head, or is this just the methodical approach he's taking? Does he know what Mass Effect is? I'm very curious to see who they will cast, if this even reaches the approved stage. It has to be, because if you take Mass Effect out of the scheduling for Amazon, what are they left with? Nothing. So I think this actually has to go full steam ahead. But if I have to pick someone to play Commander Shepard right now, Alan Rickson will be the number 1 choice I go for, because I don't think Reacher will have many more seasons after 4. Henry Cavill, obviously not, because he's working on Warhammer. of which we might get a teaser trailer for at this year's Comic-Con. Why am I saying that? It's because I looked at my anus today and it told me exactly that. Also, in terms of femshep, well, you have to cast a red-headed woman, and at this stage, if they were making this show maybe 10 years ago, I would have said the lovely Christina Hendricks from Mad Men would have been the ideal choice, but she's lost weight, she's lost boob size, everything else you can imagine, so she's definitely not worth looking up or even looking down. So maybe the actress who plays the lovely Tila in Amazon's He Him Man, she might be good. Miss Mendez, Camilla. Oh, I'd like her to be my femshep, or even Liara Tissoni. But that's it, folks. You know I had to report on this because I do love the OG Mass Effect games. Doesn't give me hope for the new one they're working on. Maybe that's going to be a scrapped game. Maybe they've taken the ideas of that game, transferred it to Amazon's playlist, which is now under the intense scrutiny of Peter Freelander, and that might become your new version of Mass Effect 4. But if I were you, ladies and gentlemen, and if you were me, I'll catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
Who's going to pay the bill?
Pizza delivery man is on the line, asking for payment.
Tell him they burnt the pepperoni!